Hello. Hello. Let me get centered here. Getting all resituated. The little screen. Oh my god. Everybody ignore this and nobody buy it. Nobody buy anything. I'm not supporting anything ever. Fuck capitalism. Yeah, okay, well, hi everybody.
Welcome.
I just woke up and, yeah, learn to read, chill. That's, yep. Alright, time to start the stream. Deep breaths. Okay. Okay. Hey, Power Armor Chris. Hey, Space. Hey, Ratter. Hello. Yes, a little bit, Space. I'm sorry. If you must know, I do actually have a reading disability, and, yeah, the reading that I do, I try very hard not to struggle with it, so whenever you, bring up things like you skipped over the thing, or you misread it, or whatever, I don't do it on purpose. I'm trying, I'm really trying. Let's play a game. I'm very tired from yard work and doing chores and everything around the house. Okay. And I know you were just kidding. I know you were just kidding. It's just embarrassing for me because what 35-year-old man has issues reading, right? Like, I feel it makes me feel really, really dumb, and I know that it happens. And also, this isn't just like you were joking and pointing it out. Like, this is just a thing that like happens at work, or if I'm reading something to Ratter or something like that, and I skip over important information, and I can't fathom that I've made the mistake. But for real, that title screen and the music and everything is just so nostalgic, right? So here's how my brain works when it comes to reading. I don't know why it's always been this way, but it is, and it's made it really, really difficult, like going through school with so, I don't know if it's like ADHD or something, but basically I'll start at the beginning of a paragraph and be like, okay, I get the gist of this, I'm just going to skip to the end and be like, hey, so what's at the end of the paragraph? And then I'll read the end of the paragraph and I'll be like, well, this doesn't really make sense. Let me just back up a tiny bit and reread that. No, that doesn't make sense either. Let me just reread. And then, okay, well, maybe I just need to start from the beginning and then read the whole thing through. And by that point, I've read the paragraph like 3 or 4 times, and it still doesn't make sense to me. And the one thing that I've always scored poorly in school, and like with not aptitude tests, but like what's it called? Things like the SAT and all that. My reading comprehension is always in the toilet, but math and science and what have you is always like what brings the marks up. So I have always had issues reading, my entire life, and I don't know how to get better. Real talk, people are not perfect. I didn't learn how to do basic math until I was 20 years old. I get it. I still have to do math with my fingers. You can ask Ratter whenever we're in D&D, and I roll something that's like, okay, 9 plus 7 is, and then I'll like kind of stop and be like, 16? Yeah. Best advice I can give you is learn to laugh at yourself, because it ain't nothing to be self-conscious about. Yeah, that, and I've been trying so hard to work on it. Like, what I've been able to do with the voice acting stuff has been very difficult. To be able to do that without stopping and stuttering and everything has honestly been the hardest bit. But I've also told by many people that reading out loud and narrating is not as intuitive as you would think it would be. I think it's also because he just woke up. He's always a bit grump post-nap. Yeah, for real, dude. I give my friends shit all the time, and they give me shit. Ain't nobody perfect. Yep, that's fine. Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, I've been doing... Doesn't the... Oh my god. So, missiles won't work on it? I wonder if this does it. Oh, that's so dumb. Yeah. I napped a lot longer than I meant to. I had to do the yard work today. I had a lot of chores yesterday. Ugh. In fact, the one type of person I really never get along with is the dude that thinks he just has it all together. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think I have a single person in my life that looks like they have it all together. And in fact, the thing that was most jarring to me was finding out that moment when you find out that parents or adults that you have known your entire life don't have it all together. And you're just like, how do you not know this thing or that thing? Or why do I need to explain to you how to behave in a situation like this? And it's weird. You reminded me the other day, I was doing typing exercises and I was so tired I kept making mistakes, just could not type words, made me so mad. Oh, speaking of not being able to type words, I found out, I went in and deleted the quote, but I was curious of how I knew that there was a way that you could edit the, what's it called? The quotes in chatbot, and it's, exclamation point quote edit, not edit quote, which doesn't make sense when you consider that add quote is how you add quotes, not quote add. But say you wanted to edit quote 483, you would do quote edit the number 483 and then edit the quote. Or type in whatever you want the quote to read. Why quote edit? Why not edit quote? There's also a lot of other things that you can do with Streamlabs, but we just don't have the stuff set up. Like, I think if you do exclamation point slot, it's supposed to do some sort of slot machine, but I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. But for me, typing is way more important than reading. Oh, well, you reminded me the other day, I was doing typing exercises, and I was just so tired, I kept making mistakes, just could not type words, made me so mad. But for me, typing is way more important than reading. They must have made the same mistake on their website, because on streamlabs.com it says edit quote. I think I'm remembering that right. Now you're making me second guess myself. Hold on. Because there's a lot of interesting things that you can do with this shit. Let's lean that way. Let's see. Streamlabs. There's motion at my front door. Maybe it's finally the Brillo pads that I ordered forever ago. Come on. Let me log in. We never got any thunderstorms either. There was a reason I wanted to do the yard work today because I thought we were supposed to be getting more thunderstorms through. We got a lot of activity yesterday. I don't know about out your way, but oh my god. It was crazy. Let's see here. No, not that. It's commands, setting, no. Default. Yeah. Oh. Huh. You can do add a command by doing !add command. Interesting. Quotes. Exclamation quote will trigger it. Exclamation add quote will add it. Yeah, exclamation quote edit is edit quote. And then exclamation quote remove will remove it. Why is it add quote but quote edit and quote remove? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. There's media share stuff that people can do. Exclamation point request. Loyalty. Exclamation point points. Interesting. Exclamation point bet and exclamation point my bet. Also interesting. Exclamation point gamble. Exclamation point slots. Exclamation point duel. What? You ever listen to a song and you can just smell the house you grew up in as a kid? Probably because add could be used for more than just quotes. Possibly. I want to try... What does this do? And yet, it's a huge deal in software. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought it was turned there. Turn mic if you're going to be there a while. Well, I mean, we tried that command and could never get it to work, so edit quote is not the right command. God, I love the soundtrack. It's a fucking time machine. You ever listen to a song and you can just smell the house you grew up in as a kid? Absolutely. No, duel doesn't do anything. And yeah, that's a huge deal in software. The most important thing is to have consistent naming convention, because if you don't, it just becomes a project maintenance nightmare. I could imagine so. Like, that's such a nuisance to just be like, how do you make the thing turn left? Hashtag turn left. Okay, how do you make it turn right? Hashtag right turn. But wait, why? Why do it that way? What about this one? Points. I ate some chips at lunch that took me back to being like 5 and going out on the lake with my mom and dad. What chips were those? I have 808 points? What? How have I gotten points? You will find that every software dev you ever meet is OCD as fuck when it comes to naming and semantics, except for the people that run Streamlabs, apparently. You have 10,261 points? What? What? How do you have so many? Oh my god. It must be based on messages. How about this? Bet 10. What is that gonna do? Is that gonna do anything? Maybe not. Or maybe it's, or maybe I just like sending Chill into an existential crisis. What the fuck, though? You can open queues. Interesting. Oh man, you can also permit people to post a link. By doing this. But only moderators can do this. Guarantee I don't have that many channel points on any other channel. I mean, maybe. What other... Are there other YouTube channels that you, participate in? It's gotta be specifically YouTube channels that, live stream. In fact, I doubt I have that many channel points on all other channels combined. It must be just like live stream related. There's no way that it isn't not. But there's no way. At this point, y'all are the last live stream community that I participate. That's true. As everybody else would be Twitch. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't participate in any YouTube live streams except for ours. Which really tells you, like, should we be on YouTube at this point? Like, if this is what we do, or should it be Twitch? But we always come up with that conundrum of like, well, Twitch is not doing too hot right now. Also, oh god, Trinket, I wish I could pet you. Also, it just keeps on going back and forth between like, YouTube is doing better. No, Twitch is doing better. So it's just kind of like, may as well stay put. Well, I used to mod on several channels, but I just don't have the time for it anymore. I stuck with y'all because you chill as fuck and you're old. Very true. We do garner a certain kind of community that is a lot easier to moderate. And also, it's like painfully obvious whenever we get somebody in the chat that is not in their 20s or 30s. I wouldn't bother switching to Twitch right now. I wouldn't bother switching to Twitch right now. It's really fallen off. I have heard about Twitch policies and how much revenue Twitch takes from streams has become bonkers. A lot of Twitch streamers that I know that were a part of an organization have gone indie purely because the management that they were under would take a cut from the subscribers or the gifted subs and like all that and all whatever, and now Twitch is also taking a larger cut, so they're seeing like maybe a quarter of the money that is actually donated to them, and that seems like complete dog shit. Complete dog shit. Now, is YouTube actually better? I don't know. It seems like both YouTube streamers and Twitch streamers could probably use a new interface to stream on at this point. They just have really shitty business practices. I'm all for new platform. I think a lot of people are at this point. And it can't be some bullshit like that. What was that thing that they got Ninja signed on to that like lasted 4 minutes and then he ended up going back to Twitch anyways, but not before he got like a really, really nice payday. The only reason people still like Twitch over YouTube is because YouTube streaming just sucks. Like, it just does. I like that, like, with Twitch, you can send people over in raids versus, like you can just force the entire chat to go over in a raid rather than, like, being like, okay, guys, this is the channel we're going to, here's the URL, everybody just pop in and say this thing, and it's just like, no. We're gonna go raid Tyler, and you just send everybody over, and all of a sudden you're in Tyler's stream. I'll send a message, viewers get out of sync, the chat fucks up constantly. I'll send a message and get an error, and then it's just an error state from then on out, so I refresh. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of errors with Twitch today, actually. Whoop. New creature. Morphology. Puffer. Unstable gas-filled organism. Will rupture on contact. Puffers fill their body with lethal metaviprium gas and float above in search of food. If ruptured, the gas within the puffer is violently released. Despite their fragile bodies, puffers are aggressive hunters. The gas cloud they release upon death is often fatal to the creature that brings them down as well. Aaron, what up? This is just what we... This is just what we do, right? This is just what we do on YouTube. This is perfectly normal. Yep. Error, refresh, error again, refresh again, disable everything, enable new things. Just how it is. That's the YouTube mambo. It's great. How are you doing, Aaron? Sound very quiet. Oh, sound effect very quiet? Good. Good to hear, good to hear. Happy to have you here. Sound effects are very quiet. Just got home from work not too long ago. Now I'm relaxing. Cool. I won't even... It won't even, like, let me... Oh, that's why. It's at 100. No. Oh, you're talking about on the soundboard. Hold on. How's this? That better? Oh, when Ryder said sound effects, I was thinking in the game. Yeah, me too. I was like, no, this says that it's turned up to 100. Like, how can the music be quiet, but the sound effects be... Or, music be loud, but the sound effects be quiet? Better. Alright. Yeah, all that fucking around that we did with Moss, haven't... I guess we didn't, correct everything back. I feel like I'm missing stuff. I want to complete as much of this game as I can, but I'm not sure how to find all the missile tanks. Ah! All the missile tanks without, like, a guide. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna sit here and read a guide either. Let's see. Ooh, good. I missed scanning this bug. New creature entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Morphology: Triclops. Hard-shelled creatures with powerful jaws. The Triclops is a hunter-gatherer. It collects small creatures and bits of foodstuff, then deposits them elsewhere for later consumption. The hard tripartite mandibles it uses to move earth and rock are quite strong and difficult to escape once ensnared. So she has a little, floof tail whatever, but, she said that there were a fair amount of mats back there that kind of made it look like that. Morphology: Magmor. Fire-breathing serpent. True. Magmor. Fire-breathing serpent that dwells in lava. Magmors prefer extreme heat zones and are susceptible to frigid attack forms. Sightless, they navigate the lava currents using their sonar receptors. Magmors have a keen sense of smell, enabling them to pinpoint targets with startling accuracy. Hold on just a second. I gotta show Ratter some stuff that I've done today. Give me just 1 second. Alright. Back to it. Back to it. By the way, Router, I don't have anything set up for dinner, so I don't know what you want to do. Oh. Yes. Talking. Well, to be fair, the controls are interesting. I already scanned that? I already scanned that. I mean, there are some recipes that it'd be quicker, or the meat would be relatively quick to thaw. Or if you just want to like do chicken nugs, I mean, you can do whatever. But I just don't have anything ready to go. Let's see. Whoop. These controls are so counterintuitive to like playing the GameCube version. I'm so used to the GameCube button layout. And these ain't them. these totally ain't them. Ah! Whoa. Playing it fast and loose there, Chill. Fast and loose. Woo! Oh, this is on the Switch. Yeah, this is the remaster on the Switch. Whenever I play Metroid 2 and 3, I think I'm just going to play the Wii trilogy on the Wii U. Or actually, maybe Metroid 2 would be better on the GameCube. I've already got the GameCube set up. I didn't even notice the graphics being different. I guess in my mind, this is what it looked like on the GameCube. Legit, that's what a lot of people have said, and whenever they go back and look at the GameCube version versus this, they're like, this looks much, much better. It's kind of like how a lot of people say that the Dead Space remake looks exactly like how they remember it in their from their childhood, but it isn't, like, at all. And if you go back and play the original, it's vastly different from the remake. I mean, obviously there are things like Isaac talks in this and whatever, but it's just like you said, Space. This is how I remember it, and it's exactly how people remember it, you know, when they were younger. I don't know about the Wii version, but this is definitely different from the GameCube version. I wonder. There's gotta be like a side-by-side video comparing the two. Hold on one sec. Alright, let's, well, I think it's also just because back then there was modern graphics, that was what modern graphics were at the time, so the graphics didn't bother us. Also, the GameCube just has so many games that aged so well graphically, and somehow Metroid Prime is still one of those. Let's take a look at this, hold on. see some of the differences here. Roid, tiered. Interesting. Whoa. Wow, I didn't even know. Dude, wow. These aren't even like little changes, but yeah, they're like exactly what we remember. I don't know, that's crazy. Look at the little details of like the yellow glowing strands on the spaceship. Like you can see individual balls in the chain. That's crazy. Okay, let's see the differences in Samus. Look at the first gate, that gate with the red dots around it. That looks extremely different. Alright, reveal time. Wow. Oh. There we go. That's, it's strange. You're like, that's not that big of a difference, but then it clearly is. Wow. Look at that. It's got smoke effects. Like actual smoke effects. Let's skip ahead a bit and see if it has other areas. Samus almost looks purple. Well, there's Ridley. Oh, damn. It's funny, too, because it's like, yeah, the one on the right looks fantastic. However, I don't hate the GameCube version either. Yeah, it looks kind of outdated, but it's still really good looking. Well, I think it also, just because back then that was... Oh, yeah. They're making the original look better. They're making the original look better so far, lol. Okay, once it gets into the game, the Switch looks way better. It's a very faithful remaster. It makes sense that Samus would look about the same because the GameCube was perfectly capable of rendering metallic shaders. But the GameCube didn't have enough VRAM to do particle effects well at all. It's kind of tough for me to be objective because I played the original so much. Yeah, and like if you prefer the original, I don't think that's I don't think you're in a minority at all. Like people who haven't played this game, who want to experience it for the first time, I feel like it would be a hard sell to be like, no, you gotta play the GameCube original. However, if you've been around in gaming for a long time, up until like the last year, and you know about Metroid Prime and the Metroid series and all that, like, there is something to be said that even if there's this remaster, the original's still good and has a lot of charm to it. And in fact, there's no remaster for the second one, so we're going to be playing that on the GameCube anyways. But yeah, it's really interesting to see the side-by-side. Nostalgia is powerful. It is powerful, but like I said, a lot of games on the GameCube aged very, very well graphically. Which is very interesting to say because the PlayStation 2, which was the same era, has a lot of games that did not age well. Die plant. Oh, he burning. Oh, he burning. They see me burning. It's not just nostalgia, but when you're used to looking at something, you kind of look over its flaws after a while. That's beautiful. Yeah, I get it. I feel like there's a difference between being like nostalgia blind and like just actually enjoying a thing for what it is. So my brain will filter out things that a newcomer would see and go, bleh. Yeah, just like mechanics in a game that don't age well. Like, yeah, they don't age well, but also, it's not like a major part of the game that makes it unplayable. I feel like nostalgia goggles is more so like, I don't like this new one. I like the original. The original had this, it had that, and blah, blah, blah. Even though, like, the remake, or a sequel in the game, is objectively better in many, many, many ways, and is a lot more accessible to new players. For example, there are people who will still say that the original Resident Evil 2 is better than the remake because of bits that were cut out or what have you. But you would be very hard-pressed to put a controller, a PS1 controller, in a teenager's hands today and be like, here, play the original Resident Evil 2, and them be like, oh wow, tank controls are fun. So yeah, I think that is like nostalgia goggles. What the fuck? I will say that a remaster would help Metroid Prime 2 so much more than Metroid Prime 1. The sequel was just so dreary and bland. Even back then, it was exhausting to look at. That's what I remember too. But I also never finished it, so I'm curious to see what the game is like all the way through, but the bits that I do remember, especially with like the dark worlds or whatever, where you're like Black Samus, I can't even remember. Like, that was very bland. Morphology: flying pirate. Pirates trained and equipped for airborne assault. Flying pirates are extremely agile in the air, but the heat signatures of their jetpacks can be tracked with thermal imaging. While their missiles are extremely potent, their jetpacks can be even more so. If the pack fails, they will make a suicide strike. It gets better towards the ending, but the first few worlds were just not even gloomy, just dull and boring. Kind of like how... Oh. Uh-oh. Interesting. It's kind of how I remember the original Halo being too. It's good that you got that scan now. Oh, will I not get it later? Once you get the light armor and the dark world can't damage you anymore, it's not as much of a slog. So there is a dark world. Okay. I thought it was just like sections that turned dark. I don't know. I remember Metroid Prime 1 the best. You can get it later, it's just harder to get later. Ah, cool. I remember Metroid Prime 1 the best, but I remember so few things about Metroid Prime 2 and 3. And I beat all of Metroid Prime 3. And I played like probably halfway through Echoes. Story of 2 was that the planet was in flux, there was a dark world and a light world, and the planet was rippling in between these dimensions. Interesting. So it was Metroid Stranger Things. They sent Samus into the Upside Down! Uh-oh. Basically, it was a Metroid version of A Link to the Past. But Samus doesn't turn into a cute little bunny when he goes in the Dark World. Madge. Missed opportunity. Let's see. Ooh. Early on, you had to go slow because being in the dark world would damage you. That I remember. Definitely remember that. Where am I going? Oh, world map. That's where I'm at. Did I? Wait, really? Okay, I wasn't supposed to go there. Never played Prime 2 or 3 because I couldn't beat this one. So just slowing, tracking through these boring environments, painful. It's really upsetting to hear because Metroid Prime was just so good, and then you have the sequel that's just mid as hell. I beat Prime 2 a few times, but Prime 1 was my favorite. Never played any of the others. You didn't play 3? 3 was pretty good. So my intentions for playing through the Metroid series. Oh god. Did you play Metroid Prime 2 PvP? No. You know who you should ask is if Toko comes into this stream, ask him, because I know for a fact that he's played through Metroid Prime 2, and I bet he did play the PvP. It was so bad, dude. Just tacked on deathmatch. You know it was a tacked on deathmatch. Do you remember Dead Space 2 had a multiplayer aspect to it? I played it once with my cousins. It was good for a laugh, but it was god-awful. I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, so, my real talk, never played Dead Space, just watch the streams. Ah. So you saw the remake already? No, that's not right. I think I'm supposed to go to Phendrana Drifts next, which, by the way, best music in the whole fucking game. Phendrana. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Whoa. Yeah, I watched Angry Joe play it. Ow. So, my intention for this Metroid series playthrough is going to be I'm going to do Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 back to back, and then we're going to play the core Metroid series. So I am intending on playing the original, no, not the original Metroid, Metroid Zero Mission, and then, oh god, well, there we go. Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance, and then Metroid Classic is awesome. Should I play the Classic? I kind of want to play Zero Mission. And then I think I am going to play AM2R, the fan-made Metroid 2 that, like, you're allowed... I already looked into it. You're allowed to stream it. They just had it taken down by Nintendo, but if you have it, they aren't going to DMCA your channel. It's a game that doesn't exist in their eyes. Metroid Zero is the only game I've actually beaten. Really? You need to play Metroid Classic. Okay. We can play Metroid Classic. That'll be easier anyways, because that's on the NES, what's it called, on the Switch. Real talk, Nintendo is actually a shitty company. And their practices for protecting their IPs is just like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, completely understandable that a company that can't figure out the internet after having like 3 console generations with internet tied to online everything couldn't figure out how to properly do like DMCA, whatever. I almost beat Metroid Classic, but couldn't quite get to Mother Brain. That's what I'm worried about, is the NES difficulty, man. Whoop. Anything to scan here? Oh. Scan here. Geothermal power routing to the station is complete. So we'll do the AM2R, and then after that will be Super Metroid. And then after Super Metroid will be Metroid Fusion, and then finally Metroid Dread. And that'll be the end of that. We did it while following a guide, and I am not ashamed to admit it. It's hard, man. That game is cryptic as fuck. Yeah, man, like, Nintendo's stuff in general is just like, how was I supposed to know? But that's also how they designed it. They wanted you to call the help hotline and all that. I use guides all the time. I'm not ashamed. You shouldn't be. Guides are fine. Like, if you really want to like stick to your guns and just be like, I'm going to beat this game on my own accord, to the best of my ability, and you're just going to not use guides out of principle, that's one thing. But if it's super difficult and you just really need help, but you still want to play the game, go for it. Like, you're allowed to. That's like saying that you can't reference the instruction manual for a board game that you're playing ever, because that takes away the fun of the game. I don't know. Vendrana drifts. My love. Now you want to talk about a mood space. This is the song that I always play whenever it's snowy out. Fucking love it.
Recording to logbook.
This is my favorite area of the game and my favorite song as well. Oh, it's so good. This is like one of my top 3 snow levels. Morphology: crystallite, territorial cold weather scavenger. The shells of a crystallite reflects beam weapons and can only be cracked by a concussive blast. They hang upside down in an ice cave during their larval stage. Moisture runs off its body and forms the hard ice shell, which the crystallite retains for the rest of its life. Crystallite just sounds like something you add to water. And then when people ask me for help on games, I can give them help because I've done it before. I say, like, go for it, man. Like, doing stuff with guides is... I still do it. The door directly above has been unlocked. I have tons of guides, like, just over here. We have a big old guide for Skyrim, actually, and Fallout 4. But, I think people like watching us discover stuff in those games rather than just like following a guide word for word. So like we do have the ability, we just choose not to do it. I remember growing up, there were kids that I would talk to that would look down on me. I remember one kid in particular scoffed at me when I told him that I used the official Pokemon Nintendo Power guide on Pokemon Red and Blue so I could like try and catch everything. And he's like, you couldn't find it on your own? It's like, well, not everything. I was like 8 or 9 at the time, which like this kid was the same age, was just hardcore flexing on me. Like, what the fuck? So weirdly enough, after a few days on the super rich foods and vegetables diet, I do not crave energy drinks anymore. Instead, I be craving my reds, blues, and greens. Bruh, tell me how anybody figured out how to catch Mew on their own. Right? And it's not even just like stuff like that. It was like, which Pokemon are not in red that are in blue? It's like, why can't I find Vulpix in my red version? It's fire. It should be in the red version. It's got Charizard on it. Like, that was what 8-9-year-old me thought. And I had to use the guide to find out, oh, the game that my sister has, I thought because it was blue, it had new water Pokemon. But that wasn't the case at all. Like, you really like those things, huh? Nah, you're supposed to just exhaustively complete both games and create a spreadsheet. Yeah, that's what kids love to do. Like a normal 9-year-old child. Why can't you be normal? Create a spreadsheet for your imaginary monsters like your brother. Morphology: flicker bat. Scavenger with optical camouflaging that renders it invisible to the naked eye. Flickerbats are deceptive creatures. The only way to track them reliably is with X-ray imaging. They fly ceaselessly, hunting insects and other small prey that float on the air currents. Flickerbats tend to fly in cyclical hunting patterns, using primitive sonar to navigate. Like, wouldn't it make sense to you, as a 9-year-old, that this blue version of a game has the blue or water stuff, and then this red one has more of the fire stuff? And then I was also convinced that there was a way for you to get all the starters, but I couldn't figure it out. Turns out you can't. Morphology. Scatter Bombu. Pulsing tendrils of energy extend from the creature's body. Like all Bombus, these creatures can only be harmed by electrical energy. Proximity to these life forms may result in electrical visor interference. It is impossible to avoid engaging Scatter Bombus by rolling into morph balls and slipping between the rotating energy streams. And yeah, I'm eating lots of fruit and veggies now. I think it's a lot more palatable to me to just mix it up in a smoothie and drink my greens rather than gnawing on broccoli. You know, that's... I completely agree with that. Like, it's one thing if, like, you are taking the time to cook dinner and, like, make your veggies and everything taste really, really, really good and whatever, but... like, just... That was one thing that I never really got behind with, bodybuilding and whatever. Like, I had a preceptor in pharmacy school that told me that, if I really wanted to lose weight at some point, I'm just going to have to do the, broccoli and chicken breast diet, just, like, and that be it. And it's like... That sounds awful. That sounds terrible. Because it wasn't even just, like, broccoli cooked. It was straight up steamed broccoli and, I don't even remember if you were allowed to bake the chicken in the oven or if you had to, boil that too. But basically, you remove all the nutrients and taste from it, and it's like... Is a six-pack really worth sacrificing all taste? Because I don't think it is. And with these pouches, I don't even have to do dishes every time I make a smoothie. Dude, nice. Morphology. Baby Sheegoth. Glacial Predator. Ice shell protects vulnerable dorsal area. Young Sheegoths grow a resilient shell of ice on their backs, which serves to protect a layer of vulnerable flesh. With this being their only weak point, baby Sheegoths will turn quickly in order to not allow predators the opportunity to strike at their backs. Powerful hunters, they fire bursts of ultra-cold gas at potential prey, then feast on their frozen victim. So remove all joy from food. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was a shirt that I saw one time that was like, essentially... I work out so I can eat. And I totally get that. Like, you want to enjoy meals, but in order to enjoy the meal, you have to offset the calories. So you work out a lot, and then you get to... Oh, Lord. Then you get to eat. Yeah, that's where it crosses over into diminishing returns. Like, is eating my veggies bland really giving me enough of a benefit to make up for just being miserable? That's where I'm at. Like, yes, there is health benefits to it, but also, like, you're basically just foregoing one of life's simple pleasures purely because you want a six-pack. It's like, why? Just enjoy yourself, like, in moderation. The ice covering this opening can be melted with extreme heat. Well, I don't have extreme heat. I feel like there was something to scan around here, though. Like a Chozo lore. Maybe I drop into it. It really is diminishing returns at that point. It almost starts to feel like you're the pet dog. Like, a lot of the time people don't change up dog food that often, and so you'll give them the same thing that they got for breakfast for dinner, right? And it's kind of like that with these people that are just like muscle bound. Like, I gotta work out. You look at how people die, it's rarely ever because they ate a potato and put some olive oil on their salad. It gives them the squirts if you change it. Wonder if it does the same thing to bodybuilders. You imagine working out and then you get the squirts. I will say that there's some days where I'm like, I cannot work out abs today, because I will just like either shit myself or like fart. Like, I'm too gassy for this to work out at a gym and do abs. So it sounds like it's leg day or chest day. Even leg day is kind of iffy because you have to, with squats, well, you know. Now, if you're talking about swearing off fast food, then that's a much more obvious lifestyle choice. I think it's an easier choice, or an easier thing to do as well, or in addition. Morphology: ice burrower. Burrower adapted to sub-freezing climates. A hardy life form, the ice burrower has adapted to the frigid climb. Interesting. I think that might be a typo. Has adapted to the frigid climb of Phendrana. It spends most of its time tunneling through the frozen soil, but will occasionally surface to attack passerby. Like, yeah, I would love to eat an extra large pizza every day of my life, but I realize that might have long-term consequences I'd rather not face. Yep, and that's why we do it when we are teens and young adults. Where'd you go? Aw, come on. Pop up. There you go. Is climb an actual word? Not as in I climb a tree, but in reference to climate? Is it like a plural form? Or is that actually a typo? A region considered within reference to its climate. A region considered with reference to its climate. That's an actual word, climb. Interesting. Well, today I learned. Oh, don't call her smart rat. She just Googled it. The continent and its sunnier climes. Huh. A region considered with reference to its climate. So, Phendrana, or they are referencing the climate of this area in reference to overall the Talon 4 planet. So this is a individual climb, but a climate is just like the overall picture of a climate. Chill, she's a smart rat. She go re. Gotta be smart to goggle. Oh, okay then. This whole area is the snowy climb. The other area we were at was in the sandy climb. Or the arid climb. Ah! 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 Oh, this is where we get that lore. Okay. Shit. We woke up. Bring it back! There we go. Kill the child! Death to all baby she-goths. There we go. Here it is. I knew I remember. Uh-oh. I don't remember the controls, though. Alright, let's get a little bit of lore in here. Chozo script translated. As the great poison reaches ever further into the planet, we Chozo begin to feel the gnawings of despair. Before it is too late, we now make our last stand. We have begun to build a temple to contain this darkness. At its heart, we will place a cipher, a mystical lock powered by 12 artifacts and filled with as much power as we Chozo can harness. We wonder though, even when we are done, will it be too late? And will the power of the temple and the cipher itself prove strong enough to hold back the poisonous tide that even now swells within the ground, threatening all life? Like the snowy climes of the U.S. must be Alaska and the northern regions. Now that we have discussed this, I really feel like that phenomenon is going to happen where I notice it more in like conversation or things that I'm reading than I ever did. You ever notice that? You'll get like a word that you're like, I've never heard of whatever. And then the next day at work, somebody will use that word and you're just like hyper aware that they just used the word that you've never heard of. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Driving to home from work. Yeah, Toko, have you ever played the Metroid Prime 2 PvP? I know that you played Metroid Prime 2 a whole hell of a lot more than I ever did, but did you ever play the multiplayer? Or did we ever play the multiplayer? Because I don't remember playing the multiplayer on that game ever. But I know that you were a big fan of the Prime series as well. Anything to scan? More lore!
Recorded to logbook.
So many creatures suffer beneath the blight upon the land, and we Chozo are no exception. But for all of our pain, we can at least believe in the promise of the future. We have come to believe that a time may never come when we can once again open the door and banish the darkness we've contained. Even so, our vigilance will forever remain. We believe that on some far-off day, a savior will come and continue what we have begun. For that savior, we will leave our ancient weapons and armor. The soul who can gather them will be the entrusted one, the only being who can reverse the evil that grows here. Never played the PvP Metroid, just the demo for Hunters on the DS. Dude, it was so bad. It must be bad. And also, I would like to play Metroid Prime Hunters, but I don't know how I would do that on this. I don't think there's a way for me to do it. Come on, Shiga. Got he. Appropriate. Oh. There you go. Let me just plasma up your back flesh. And he disappears forever. Never to be seen again. Fuck you. Oop. I like how the Chozo just decided, you know what? Let's put rockets on random pieces of rock. I guess that's why they're called rockets, huh? Ah! Can't even fathom why they put dev time into that part of the game at all. I guess because people were comparing Metroid to Halo for some reason, and they thought the people wanted deathmatch. But there was basically no crossover between people who were playing Halo and Metroid. That's an interesting question. Take a look at the release dates for Metroid Prime 2, or maybe just Metroid Prime and Halo. I wonder if that's exactly the reasoning is, they were like, well, we gotta stand out from Bungie. We gotta put in a Halo killer, man. Ooh! Oh! Boost ball! And yeah, there really wasn't a crossover. Well, I don't know. Maybe. They were the same time period. I remember it vividly. People were talking about it on G4 all the time. New extras. Yay! God, you remember G4? What's sad is G4 came back and then they killed it just because they could. I love Metroid. I'm not into Halo at all. I'm exactly like that too, Aaron. I only know one person who plays both. Yeah. I don't know that there's a ton of crossover. I think I know one person as well who played both. And he's a diehard Microsoft fan. So, yeah. Halo's controls were revolutionary. It really changed the way people thought about console first-person shooter games. And it was really awkward for Nintendo because of the GameCube controller. Yep. But it's really funny when you consider the fact that GameCube, or not GameCube, the N64 is the thing that revolutionized first-person shooters into a more modern day from, you know, the boomer shooters or whatever the kids are calling it these days. Your Dooms and Wolfensteins. Because they had GoldenEye, right? And GoldenEye was totally revolutionary because of its multiplayer and the simple addition of if you shoot somebody in the arm, it won't hurt them nearly as much as if you shot them in the chest, and not as much as if you shot them in the head. I played one game on the GameCube that used Halo controls. It was a little-known shooter called Metal Arms Glitch in the System. Huh. It was a fun game, but it was really hard to use the GameCube C-Stick as the right stick in a Halo shooter. Which, back then, that's what twin-stick shooters were called. People just said they were Halo controls. Yeah, I guess you're right. Because I remember it as, like, being Call of Duty being the one where it's like, oh, it's a Call of Duty clone, when they were referring to... Uh-oh. Everybody shut the fuck up. Ridley's flying overhead. Oh, so cool. Yeah, because they started referring to things as like Halo clones. Best cutscene in the game. Could you imagine what it would be like if they actually did remake this game and not just do a remaster? Love that cinematic. Me too. Ridley is still one of the coolest bosses in any Nintendo game ever. What's that? Why are you being quiet? Why is it turning around? Why is it eating my... Shut up! You're ruining the sanctity of the Metroid Prime cutscenes that take 3 seconds and then you never see it again and can't replay it and there's no words. 'Twas the point. One of the really cool things about Metroid is the atmosphere is built around the whole entire aspect of Samus doesn't talk at all, and you're on this alien planet, and it's so mysterious already, but the fact that there's zero talking and it's just all exploration and action. Oh man, it's so good. So I imagine a remake would be similar. Now that I say it, I don't think I want a remake. Because I'm afraid that they would have Samus talk a lot, and like I just said, I think that one of the best aspects of this game is the fact that there's not a lot of talking, and it's just so quiet all the time. And so mysterious. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, like I set up an emulator to play GoldenEye on a 360 controller with Halo controls, and it made the game so much better. So I imagine a remake would be similar. Didn't they remake GoldenEye, though? They did, right? And it did not go over well. Where am I going now? Where can I go that needed a boost ball? Doom, doom. Is there another area here? Everyone gets confused about where to go at this point. It's not clear. Which you can argue is the point, but you could also argue that with modern gaming, a quality of life is, if you need a hint, they are available, but you can also turn off hints, so it can be more like the original experience. Like, all I need is something to pop up and be like, hey, stuff is going on over here. And I can kind of, like, make my way. Well, I mean, a remake to Metroid would probably have Halo controls and be similar improvement to how Halo controls improve on GoldenEye. Yeah. But I swear that they did. My favorite moments in this game were where I had no idea where to go and I just explored for hours. Yeah, because that's how you find the stuff. Right? Well, I mean, not find the stuff. That's dumb. I mean, like, oh, I had no idea that this thing was here, and this thing lets me get a missile upgrade that I would have otherwise missed. Stuff like that. That's what I mean. You find missile upgrades and stuff. I think I'm supposed to go back to the overworld. That's not anything. It's just world building. By the end of the experience, you just know the map so well. Something that makes this game just, like, so much fun to get lost in, though, is the gameplay, for one thing, but also the music. Don't just... Okay, well, we're doing this now. There we go. Flawless. Super rewarding feeling that modern gamers will literally never have, because games are designed so you can move through as much product as possible. Yeah, I think that's why I like RPGs more when it comes to gameplay or game experience, for overall game experience, because that aspect in particular is like, if you play a modern day thing that isn't, quote, open world or whatever, it is very much A to B to C, the end. And like things like Call of Duty are a good example of that, right? So you just have mission after mission after mission, and I guess a Nintendo equivalent would be like, you know where you're going to go in a Mario game. You're going to go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to a castle. I wouldn't mind a voiced version of 3D Metroid Fusion. Oh, that'd be cool. I like open world style of being able to explore when I want, but never feeling lost, no idea what to do next. Like, seriously, I saw this business app the other day that was designed to help you move through your Steam backlog. Because that's the mindset. Just let's move through these experiences as fast as possible, keep the game industry turning. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on, oh, you have a backlog? Well, you gotta play everything, because all this stuff is coming out, and if you don't play this stuff, then you're gonna miss out on that stuff. Yeah. I get it. I am hesitant to have voice acting in Metroid games for the same reason that I'm hesitant to have voice acting in Zelda games. Well, okay, I'm hesitant to have Samus voiced for the same reason that I am that I don't want Link voiced. If it isn't the right voice, it's going to make it feel weird. And also, the game is coming from a period of time where it's just... They haven't talked this whole time, and now all of a sudden they talk. It's very jarring. And I guess it would only be weird from that one game, and then it just becomes the norm. But it would just be so odd to me to have Samus talking the whole time. Just me, Chris Pratt, voice... just have Chris Pratt voice everybody. He's already Mario. He can be Link. He can be he could be Samus. It's a me, Samus. I feel like the point of Metroid is the world, right? You just want to be immersed in this lonesome environment where it's just you up against nature. And that's why Samus not talking makes it feel more lonesome and organic to the experience, the overall experience. It's like, she is quiet, the world is silent, and then when things start going down, she's not over here like screaming or whatever. She's calm, cool, collected, and she is going to fuck shit up. But she don't need to talk. She don't need to talk at all. She just gotta be a badass. Space jump! Samus not talking makes the world feel bigger, more prominent, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not talking makes the eeriness of an alien planet feel even more eerie because it's not broken up with her commenting about how weird this plant looks, or wow, that was a really hard fight, blah blah blah. Like, doesn't add anything. If anything, the silence speaks volumes. Yeah, I don't need my PC making dumb commentary. Yeah, exactly right. You don't need. So a good example of that being overdone to a point where it's like, I don't want you to talk anymore, is the Horizon games. Aloy does not shut the fuck up. She just doesn't. And that's not a slight at Ashley Birch or anything, because she is just doing what the writers are asking of her for the game. But they gave her so much damn dialogue, so much talk to myself dialogue, that like it ruins the game to a point. And that, and in God of War Ragnarok, like, I do not want anybody to talk about the fucking puzzle that I'm working on. I don't want you to tell me immediately off the bat, oh, maybe we should mess with these logs over here. Now, if there are cutscenes where she's monologuing, that's completely fine. Just in the moment, I want to appreciate the sound of the water and the music and the atmosphere of the world. Yep, that's what cutscenes are for. I was just about to say that works so well for Aloy and Horizon. Wait, so you think that works well for Aloy, or you're probably doing text or talk to text while you're driving home? Oh, it works so well. Okay, I gotcha. That is a big flaw. Modern games keep giving hints to puzzles within 30 frickin' seconds. Yep. I am smart enough. Like, I think that's the thing that is so bothersome about it. Or what bothers me the most about it is, like, it feels like it undercuts the player's intelligence. And it's like, well, you're clearly not smart enough to figure out this puzzle on your own, so let's just have the character tell you immediately how to solve it. Yeah. Ooh! Half pipe, baby!
Woo! Here we go!
Also, I think there's something to be said for inserting your own inner dialogue into games. Yep. That's why RPGs in the earlier era of gaming were so... I don't want to say more revered. I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but like having the main character that is supposed to be you not talking makes it more immersive of an experience. Like, we used to be able to fill in the blanks and it was great. Like having a Chrono could talk. Chrono could definitely have been made to have dialogue and whatever, but they chose not to give him dialogue. And that's because you are supposed to infer that you are the one experiencing all this shit that's happening, and you are taking it beat by beat. But nowadays, having a character that doesn't talk is very odd. It's very strange to have somebody that just doesn't talk for like a good reason. The silent protagonist is a very powerful thing. In fact, I can't really think of a game, a modern game where the protagonist is silent to some degree. Even the ones where like they don't talk a lot, they still talk. Yeah, Ratter says aside from Zelda, like Zelda is a remnant of the past in that sense, to where like they never gave Link a voice, and if they did, God, I don't even know what he would sound like. All I can think, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this, is the "well, excuse me, princess" voice, and that's not really fair to like assume, because it's like that was one person in the 80s interpretation of what his voice might be, but you just know how bad it could be. I agree. Leave the inner monologue to the player and talking to cutscenes based. Excuse me, princess. Lamau, you were saying it as I was typing it. What about stuff like Hollow Knight? Oh, yeah. That's a good example of modern gaming that doesn't have the protagonist talking. Now, I wonder if the protagonist doesn't talk, though, because of like the lore of him being a shell for the weird spirit thingies in the deepest parts of the nest. But even so doing, he gives intelligent responses to things and understands what's being told to him, so he knows what's going on. So he should be able to communicate. But yeah, it's a good example of modern day gaming with silent protagonist. And I mean, look at speaking of atmosphere, look how much that adds to the world. There's no talking except whenever you're talking to an NPC, and all that's left is for you to explore the interesting world and in silence. Just enjoy the music, and yeah, indie games have a lot of silent protagonists for now, but before the end of this year, I think that will largely change as AI takes over indie games. Seriously, we're on the verge of having characters in games that never run out of things to say. Oh, that sounds like a blessing and a curse. Like, it'll be interesting because they will always have varied dialogue, and it isn't going to be the same from game to game, right? Like, the dialogue that I get from this character might be different from how the dialogue that you get because of a decision that we made regarding that character. But if you put that in a thing like Horizon Zero Dawn and just have the already talkative character continue to talk. No, thank you. There better be a slider for how much dialogue there is at that point. Imagine just never-ending dialogue the whole time you're playing. Again, blessing and a curse. I don't know that I want that much dialogue. And at some point, it will change, like, the story. It has to. In little tidbits, so it's not going to be a rock-solid thing, right? Barf! To me, it seems more on the curse side. Yeah. I really feel like it would fuck with the plot a lot, too. Just because, like, now that this person has talked more than they're supposed to, they have now made this aspect of the plot kind of not work correctly, and so now you gotta, like, have other NPCs that explain away what they were talking about. I don't know. It sounds like a slippery slope if they just have never-ending, like, AI-generated dialogue. The thing is, game studios don't care about lore, they just want you engaging with the product. Yeah, I think that prospect of games will be seen in schlock like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. Maybe Assassin's Creed to a lesser extent, but still one of those games that has like a yearly iteration. But I really hope that like the devs for other games have a like finite script in mind. I really feel like that would take away from the game in some prospects, at least in AAA space. You're AAA? Well, that's good, because I need some roadside assistance. Okay, so we have the space jump. I think we're supposed to go back to Fendrana. Ugh. Ah! Where is it? No! They already have lip-syncing technology now where AI can generate the dialogue, the voice, and then sync lips to match the voice. Could you imagine just how much, like, Todd Howard would spooge himself if he could have that in the next Elder Scrolls? Like, Todd Howard needs to be stopped. But also, he kind of needs to finish games, finally. Starfield is so far from being done, it's not even funny. Toko's playing Pokemon Quest! We are definitely in that timeline. I want to see what Starfield is about. I don't even have an Xbox. I just am curious about Bethesda's next game. And also, speaking of Bethesda and Xbox, I really don't see Starfield doing super well. Bendesium portion of area is unstable. I don't see Starfield doing as well as it could because it's Xbox exclusive for now. Xbox, the Artifact of Strength, the second of 12. Xbox has not been doing very well as of late, and them having this game I really don't think is going to make people go out and buy Xboxes. Just my 2 cents. Got a Pidgey and 50 tickets. Are you playing your Switch while you're driving now, sir? For some reason, I just don't see anything in Starfield that makes me interested to play it, which is odd because I love No Man's Sky. Right? It looks like No Man's Sky mixed with elements from Fallout. So it seems like something that we should be excited about. But I think it's also because they keep on like saying, it's coming, it's totally gonna be here, blah blah blah, and then it doesn't come. And like people have seen gameplay of it, but does it actually exist? But that's neither here nor there. Just inherently, it reminds me of like Fallout in space, which seems very, very... That's what she said. It just seems very, very generic, very safe. And I'm not really sure what they could do that they haven't already. Like, they've done their sci-fi thing with Fallout, and they've done their fantasy thing with Elder Scrolls. If they're going to make another game like that, what genre lends itself really well to a larger experience like that, you know? I guess I feel like the scope is so broad that the game they're presenting can't possibly exist in our lifetimes. Yeah. I thought that's what Outer Wilds was supposed to be. New Vegas developer Obsidian in space. Steampunk. Steampunk would be interesting. Huh. Actually, steampunk would be very interesting. Can't do anything with that. Out of my way, Bamboo. Ow. So glad I rolled up into a ball just to get shocked anyways. Yeah. I don't know if that's the aspect that makes me wary about it, but it feels very samey to a bunch of stuff that we've seen before, and like Toko said, it does really feel like Outer Wilds. I can never get these straight. Is Outer Wilds the indie one, or is Outer Wilds the Fallout in space? There's another one that's a very similarly named. I suspect it will turn out to be one of games that just keeps you moving with to-do list and hope you won't notice the man behind the curtain. Space, didn't Fallout create its own genre called Atom Punk? Morphology, ice parasite, scavenger with a crystalline outer shell. Parasites are hardly creatures able to adapt to. Oh, hardly. Parasites are hardy creatures, able to adapt to any environment within 3 generations. The ice parasite is a prime example. Having adjusted to a frigid climate, this vermin now thrives in it. Omnivorous, it can exist in areas hostile to most life forms. Kilimanjaro!
Hello there!
What's up? Outer Worlds, that's it. Outer Worlds is the one that's like Fallout in space. Outer Worlds, that's the Fallout in space. Outer Wilds was the indie, my bad. Yeah, I get those confused every single time, because they also came out the same year. Hey there, Jill. How's it going? Good, how are you doing, Kilimanjaro? Good to see ya. We're just talking about, how not excited we are for, Starfield. And how little faith we have in it, like, actually doing well because of how generic it looks, and also it being an Xbox exclusive at launch. It really feels like it's going to die on the vine unless it's just, like, amazing. So do I. I don't know anybody that's actually excited about Starfield. This statue This is a statue depicting the bust of a Chozo architect. This statue is flawless. I want a PC in GTA with AI who comes up with new things to say for every occasion. Oh, yeah, a playable character. I keep on seeing PC as personal computer, but it's playable character, isn't it? That would be really interesting with a, like, GTA Online. That'd be really, really interesting, actually. What's this? Statue depicting a Chozo balancing the plane of existence on his hands. It's holding a metal plate. Sure. What if we said NNPC instead of PC to avoid confusion? I just kind of gotta, like, process it, man. Oop. It's vomiting up ice. This statue's hands seem to be frozen in place. I keep hearing about this game called Spaceborne 2, which basically already delivered a fun space with most of the features Starfield promises. Obviously not the same scale, but it's supposedly fun. Spaceborne? I have not heard of this. Fun space sim. Interesting. Interdasting. I haven't heard... And they're already on to number 2? I've never heard of Spaceborne. What's it supposed to be about? Chill, what beams do you have now? I only have the power beam. I love the power beam. It's so bad. What would the other N be, Toko? Not nice playable characters. I think there's something I'm supposed to scan down here that gives me access to that terminal. Not non-playable characters. Confusing as hell acronym. But it makes sense to me, damn it. It's $20 on Steam. Very positive reviews. Is it Steam Deck certified? I've been interested in playing the System Shock remake, but only if I can play it on the Steam Deck. Because I don't really PC game that much. Unless it's for, like, the channel. Several fractures. Look at me. Look at me go. I can make that sound, too. Where is it? I don't know how to tell, but it's in early access, although quite playable, it seems. Oops. Go this way. Not non-playable character. Jill, do you have a Steam Deck? I do. And I like it. I haven't really had a game that I need to play it on Steam Deck that I couldn't play other ways. But the Steam Deck is really nice. And I also have a dock that essentially makes it into a PC version of a Nintendo Switch. So combining that with the Xbox Elite controller makes it like a really, really high-end Nintendo Switch, which is a lot of fun. I don't know how to tell. Oh, and of course we can rename NPCs to NNNPCs, not non-playable character. I don't like this naming convention very much. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well. Forgot about this. Oh, it's just baby She-Goths. Wait, did I get the N backwards? I'm already confused. Next. Ah! Ah! I need to scan their mama. Where's your mama? Oh. Come on. I know she's around here somewhere. This planet is not inhabited completely by babies. Where's she at? Where's she at? It's a tarp! There's the She-Goth. Now stand right there while I scan you. Morphology, She-Goth. Supreme predator of the Phendrana Drifts. She-Goths are invulnerable to most beam weapons. The crystals on their back absorb energy, which they can fire at their prey. She-Goths have poor stamina. They hyperventilate after using their breath attack, making their mouth area vulnerable. The soft underbelly of a She-Goth is susceptible to concussive blasts. In battle, they expel blasts of frigid gas to ensnare their targets. They are also fond of ramming and trampling their hapless prey. Well, you don't say. Want to breathe on me? There you go. Ah! Ah! So, they become asthmatic. Come on. Come on. Do things. I'm waiting for it. Breathe on me. Thank you. Ah! Show me your belly. Show me your soft underbelly. Come on. Come on. Ah! Shit. Where am I? Eat it. Get his ass. That's not. Is that good or bad? What is that? Breathe on me. Breathe on me. Ignore me. Bruh. Thank you. Okay, do more. There you go. Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Professor Oak. You murdered the child, Ash. Well done. That's one thing about lock-on in this game that worked really well. How you could easily jump behind while shooting. Seeing Samus' face in the visor is such an awesome graphical touch that blew me away as a kid. Yeah. You found 25% of all items! Neato! Yeah, definitely. That was... How do I do it? Oh. Yeah. I feel like you see her face a whole lot more in the remake than you did in the original. I don't remember seeing her face in the visor nearly as much as I've seen in this remake, or in this remaster. Scan the wave door. Oh, there'll be other opportunities. Alright, well, I've got some stuff to take care of, so I'm just gonna lurk. Take care and have a great one, y'all. Well, we will see you later. We'll see you on Friday. And feel free to lurk. Ah! Have a good one, Kilimanjaro. Eek. Eek, eek, ook. Can't remember if when they disappear, if that explosion hurts you or not. I don't know. I remember seeing her face anytime there was a big flash of light, basically. I guess that's just one thing that I never really paid attention to when I was younger, is how often you saw her face in the visor whenever it flashed. So, Toko, I think I've talked to you about this, but I don't know. But in particular, whenever I hear this song for Phendrana Drifts, I remember specifically when you and I would hang out on snow days, and we would do stuff like put zip ties on old skateboard decks and like slide around on the ice with them, and like walking over to your house on snow days, because we lived really close to each other relatively. It was like we lived like a quarter of a mile apart, so I would walk over to Toko's house and we would hang out and do stuff in the frozen tundra of North Texas. And Texas never really got actual snow days, we just got ice days. Oh, I see what you mean, though. Like, those smaller flashes show a more foggy impression of her face when the original didn't have the fidelity to show smaller details like that. Yeah, that must be why I don't... Yeah, like, that is a lot clearer of a picture. Never. Oh boy. Nope. Another way up. It's not gonna let me up. Ooh, new creature. Morphology: Ice Shriekbat. Ice-encased ceiling dweller. Like standard shriekbats, these creatures are easily spotted with thermal imaging. They roost on cave ceilings, subsisting on insects, reptiles, and small mammals. Fiercely territorial, they will dive bomb anything that wanders near. Oh, that's it. I did get cornered. Ah, here we go. I think. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, like that showed her face when you were just shooting the wall, but the GameCube couldn't register the light levels at any given point. All the lighting was pre-baked back then. Yeah, this is just like straight up better lighting effects make it easier to see the face. There we go. Yeah. Let's go. Down here. Wait, no. Ah, shit. Ah, shit balls. That weren't where I was supposed to go. I want to break free. want to break free. Where am I supposed to go? Ah, over meow. And then over meow. That little fucker. And then go over here. It won't let me scan the door? Really? It's interesting. Which is why ray tracing is such a game changer in modern games. I've already gotten you guys. It's all goopy. Okay. I think...
Recorded to log.
Ooh. This is a standard spinner device. The generator belts of the spinner can be activated by rapid rotational force. Use the boost ability of the morph ball when inside a spinner to activate the device. Let's do just that. There we go. That opens those up. For reasons. And I can't go up the spider shit yet. What does this one do? Opens up the other ones. Okay. Thank God there are these ice pillars here. You ever think about how much, like, happenstance there is in video games, to where it's like, if it weren't for this earthquake or whatever that caused this upheaval, there'd be no way for this person to actually get up to this portion of the thing. And it's like, otherwise, it just kind of would have stopped. You wouldn't be able to do anything because it's too high up and out of your reach. Energy tank! Very nice. Hey, little girl. Uh-oh. Well, I gotta go back down here anyways. Little girl got a haircut today. She got her summer cut. And she, man, when... Oh, yeah. It's like how the platform just happened to get frozen over at exactly the peak of Samus's jump height. Yeah, exactly. Whenever I went and picked up the children from the groomers, the groomer has a cat in her office that, just like, it's a super chill cat. It'll just kind of like hang out in the front, and it's older and it's nice. But whenever I went and got the dogs, they were so stoked that I had come to save them from this torture that even though Trinket was right next to the cat, she was just focused on me and super excited and whatever, and it was like, do you not see the cat? Does that not bother you? Eventually she saw it and was like, oh yeah, cat, ruff ruff ruff, and then would like go in between like barking at me and barking at the cat. Poor doggo. Dogs really do have issues when it comes to well, not issues, but like they miss us when we're gone. Like, I can be gone for an hour going to the gym, and Trinket will be like super stoked whenever I come home. Yup. Ooh, save station. I do want to save. My game has been saved. Oh yeah, that's the best thing about dogs. That and unconditional love. Like, no matter what, your dog will always love you. Doesn't matter how you be, the kind of person that you are, like, they love even, like, shitty owners. Morphology, Shadow Pirate. Pirate forces trained and equipped for stealth operations. A select group of space pirates have access to sophisticated cloaking technology. This gear drains high levels of power, however, forcing them to rely solely on... drains power, however, forcing them to rely solely on melee attacks, melee weapons in battle. Use enhanced detection gear when fighting these units. I'm gonna just shoot him with a missile. How about that? Enhanced bullshit. That's why puppos rule. Lock your best friend and your dog in the trunk of your car. Wait 6 hours, and when you come back and see which one, and then come back and see which one is happy to see you. This sounds like a fun experiment. Let's do it. Oh, everybody shut up. Cutscene. Wow. Ooh, new pirate. Morphology, Space Pirate. Sentient aggressor species, well trained in weapons and melee combat. Space pirates wield galvanic accelerated cannons and forearm-mounted scythes in combat. These species seek to become the dominant force in the galaxy, and their technology may help them realize this goal. Ruthless and immoral, the pirates care little for the cost of their ambition. Only the results matter, and they take these very seriously. What did I miss? Explain the cutscene. Stop hushing me. It's over. You missed the most cinematic of cinematic scenes ever conceived in video game. Whee! Samus is kick-ass. That is the plot. Oh. Yay! The doors have been unlocked. The doors have been unlocked. Why won't it let me scan the doors? I think I was right. I think there was a point where you could just like scan the doors, the different kinds of doors, and it would do stuff. What the heck in hey? That's already been scanned. Time to get a map. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Space pirates were also so underwhelming. Like, seriously, how did they get this far in the game? Noobs. Let's see here. That's where I think I get the spider ball. I don't think I'm gonna be able to progress up this way. Excuse me. Yeah, today it was... I thought that I was going to be able to do the yard work and, like, it wasn't going to take that big of a toll on me, but I had to take a nap. After I went and got the dogs, I came home and just immediately took a nap. It was really tiresome. Starting to get to that point again. So damn hot, you gotta do the yard work first thing in the morning or else it's a slog. I always remember when space pirates would bust in and I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be an epic fight. And then they just die immediately. But what if you need the correct beam to take them out? Wow, that's all it took. That's all it took to gain access is like scanning it. Aw, come on. Yeah, also, like, for being so advanced, why are they able to be taken out with, just, like, a missile? Where's the other one? Elevator operational. Platform active. Ooh. Specimen 43. Decreased vital signs. Cold dampening. Here we go. New pirate data. Space pirates encrypted data decoded. Log 10.515.8. Our initial tests exposing Talon 4's indigenous parasites to Phazon appear to be successful. Increases in strength, size, and aggressiveness are common in all test subjects, as well as unforeseen evolutions like additional poison sacs within the abdomen and the appearance of a second ring of mandibles in several subjects. These creatures were chosen because of their resilience, and it appears possible that, given enough exposure to Phazon, they may one day be able to survive on any planet we transport them to. Our methods will have to be refined. We currently have a 100% extinction rate after the 4th infusion period, and most survivors of the 3rd infusion stage are so violent and uncontrollable that they have to be euthanized. Even still, we remain hopeful that further experimentation will result in success. Also, solid mood. I've been so fatigued lately, just wish I could sleep all day. They ripped this plot right out of Resident Evil, even the lab and everything. Yeah, it's very Resident Evil-esque. Let's see. Oh. Ice beetle infestation in the ice vault region has been 95% exterminated. Phazon equals T-virus. Nuh-uh, it's different. It's way different.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.712. Point 1. Most terraforming and retrofitting of security checkpoints on Talon 4 is complete, but we continue to research the alarming epidemic of breaches by local creatures. Door records show no unauthorized entries, so we must presume the creatures are either slipping in undetected during daily personnel moves or else finding their way in through subterranean tunnels. We have found many small breaches of this latter sort and plug them wherever we can, but it is unlikely that we will ever achieve full extermination within our current timetable. More stuff. Log 10.344.8. We have codified the newfound energy source as Phazon, a V-index mutagen of which we have very little reliable data. Indications point to a meteor of unknown origin expelling Phazon into the environment. This material appears to possess the power to mutate organic lifeforms sufficiently to withstand its poison. These mutations appear promising, with abrupt evolutionary leaps appearing in single-generation reproduction. Plans to establish a full science team on Talon 4 are being finalized.
Recording to logbook.
Damn, there's a lot of data in here. Log 10.587.7. Mining operations have begun near the crater where Phazon appears to be most concentrated. Daily Phazon yields have increased 44%, and our mining system becomes more streamlined as personnel and equipment flows increase. Several incidents of Phazon-induced madness have been reported, prompting augmented life support regulations in the deeper chambers. Symptoms include loss of equilibrium, erratic respiration, muscle spasms, alarm's going off, and I didn't finish the thing. We have successfully PewDiePied the genetic sequence. Oh no. Not PewDiePie. PewDiePie! Need more stuff to scan? Fuck you. I am a god. You cannot fuck with me. I'm like Jesus if he had a rocket launcher. Who's to say he didn't? The Son of God, he can do whatever he wants. If you want to feel old, just watch some of PewDiePie's content now. What about it makes you feel old? Like, I know he's no longer Screamy McGee, but what is he? What is it in particular? Screams Magoo.
Recording to logbook.
New pirate data. Log 10.664.2. Research outpost Glacier 1 in the Fendrana Drifts region of Talon 4's mountains is operating at 85% capacity. Sub-zero temperatures have made the Metroids sluggish and easy to control, even those well into phase-on infusion cycles. Cold containment stasis tanks are sufficient for the juveniles, but some of the larger Metroids have been moved to quarantined caves for safety purposes. Security doors remain an issue, as malfunctions due to ice occur every day. Large predators in the waste are also a concern, as they continue to kill personnel and breach secure areas. Unfortunately, it has become clear that our containment teams cannot neutralize all of them without a vast increase in munitions and soldiers. Neat! Let's continue to investigate the Metroids! Yay! Do not handle sedated xenomes without proper ice containment equipment. Good advice. Beep. Ah! God damn, I'm so happy that I have, like, so many missiles. He and his wife are getting ready for their baby. Just had a gender reveal. He's been just traveling the world and living his best life. He's just grown up so much since the old days. Yeah, get a sense of whiplash, like really bad whiplash, by watching one of his early videos and then watching one of his latest videos. He was what really turned me off to watching Let's Plays from the very get-go. It wasn't until Game Grumps that I started to understand the appeal, because it was so easy to make bullshit content back then, right? Like, all you had to do was overreact to every little thing, and because there was no sense of what was good content, everyone was like, ooh, I like Screamy Guy who gets scared of Five Nights at Freddy's. Or I guess in his case it would have been like Amnesia. Go in the hole. Go in the hole. Oh. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was the first streamer I think I've ever watched. I think Screw Attack Live was first, and then I found his channel and then Markiplier and Game Grumps. Hello, I'm Markiplier. Yeah.
Recording to logbook.
It still fucks me up, like, so hard that I met MatPat before he ever went solo with Game Theory, and was like such a small YouTuber that he had to have a panel of people with him when I saw him at Screw Attack Gaming Convention in 2013 to actually stand out. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Space Pirate encrypted data decoded. Log 10.299.2. Scans of the spiral sector detected a massive energy spike emanating from a Wanderer-class planet identified as Talon 4. Scout reconnaissance was immediately dispatched to the center of the spike, a landmass at a heading mark 40.8.2, returning with planetary samples and atmospheric imaging. Analysis shows the energy source to be an unstable radioactive material of enormous potential. We are unable to form an accurate risk assessment at this time, but we are unlikely to find an energy source this powerful again. Analysis will continue, but currently Talon 4 appears to be a viable secondary headquarters. But all those guys were so young, and now they're these mega celebrities. Yeah,
Recording to logbook.
Isn't Dan, like, in his 40s at this point? Like, mid-40s or something? Log 10.401.7. Phase-on mining is underway. Several garrisons have been established, and terraforming of the Chozo ruins is underway. Security systems are operational, and science team continues to make progress in their biotech research. The Phendrana Drifts have proven to be an optimal location for research headquarters, and soon it will be joined by a fully operational combat base in Starport. If Command's predictions are half true, we shall rise to dominance in this sector within a decacycle. Truly, these are glorious times. He's 44. Wow. Still think time is cool? Holographic sequence initialized. Whoop. I want whatever you got in these boxes. Something in there hurt me. What? Okay. What does this do? What does this button do? She hates time. Make it stop. Oh. She hates time. Make it stop. When did Motley Crue become classic rock? That's, Bowling for Soup. 1985. Yeah, 1984 is the George Orwell book. Can you imagine if they did combine 1985, Bowling for Soup's 1985 with George Orwell's 1984? It would be both wild and wacky. You are correct, sir. No. Lots of people were saying stuff. Oh, it's a spinner device. There we go. Springsteen, Nirvana, way before, whatever, way before. Springsteen, Madonna, way before Nirvana. That's it. Blondie and U2. Wow, the AVGN is also in his 40s now. I'd believe it. He looked like he was in his 30s whenever he first started. But, to be fair, I think that's because of the outfit that he chose. The, button-up white shirt. Jill, this is your fault. I don't know how, but I'll work it out. Yes. I'm sorry about that whole entire aging thing. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll take it back. Don't worry. I'll take it back for you. Whoop. Music still on MTV. Yeah, take it back. I do. Let me just do this.
Oh no!
Yeah, well, that's fine. That works. Music still on MTV. She's still preoccupied in 1985. Super Missile! That also works. Super Missile acquired! Actually, on second thought, the AI overlords are taking over. Chill, spit it up! I've already started the reversal thing. Can't you feel yourself getting younger? Don't you feel it, Space? The youngening? She's still preoccupied. Yeah, I know the door can't be opened with that weapon. Ah, buggy. Quit bugging me. Where we go? Where we going? Like that episode of Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck! Better watch out, you bad guys. Darkwing Duck! I like how these guys become more challenging because they become like color-coded. Like that's where the challenge comes in. It's like, you can't hurt these guys. These guys are purple. You gotta switch to your purple gun. Boom, baby. Hell yeah. I am both an unstoppable force and an immovable object. I'm both. Fuck you. He just kind of laid down and died. It's great. Invisible walls. What's that? Oh. That's their version of an explodey barrel, huh? Huh. It also goes in line with what you were saying before about contrivances in games. What if those guys attacked you before you got the purple gun? Right? And it's like, I can't hurt them at all. My gun does nothing. Well, thank God you picked up the purple gun not 2 seconds ago. They just kind of like start piling in. Like, you pick up an item and then a thing that you have to beat specifically with that item starts showing up for the first time ever. It's like, okay, cool. Well, it's a good thing you didn't attack me before I picked up this bomb. Because then I would have not had a good time. I feel like there's supposed to be something around here. But I don't remember where. Like another missile expansion. Link picks up fire arrows and immediately gets surrounded by flammable enemies. That's, yeah, exactly it. It's like, why would anybody ever... It's also kind of like that fallacy of like, you could all just attack the protagonist at the exact same time and curb stomp him, but you all are attacking him one by one. Why? Why do you do this? Makes no sense. I went the wrong way. Everybody attack him at once, and you'll kill him at the first go-around, and he'll never get strong enough to kill the big bad, because he'll be dead. They just come back, huh? Hey, I have 69 missiles.
Nice.
It's the funny number. Cutscene. Everybody shut up. Especially Radder, who's typing something furiously right now. I recognize them. Oh, she's now just saying blah 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 blah. God, now I missed the part where we zoomed in on the Metroid.
Recording to logbook.
Morphology: Talon Metroid, energy-based parasitic predator. The effects of Phazon have turned these Metroids, a species of alpha predator native to SR-388, into a unique subspecies found only on Talon 4. A Talon Metroid will latch onto its prey and drain energy, growing larger as it does. The only way to shake an attached Talon Metroid is to enter a Morph Ball mode and lay a bomb. You scanned 50% of the logbook! Damn. Ah! No. Fuck this thing. Whew. We're like... Oh no. Are you new? No. What? Why is there alarmy sounds? I don't remember these guys just super easy to take out with 2 shots of a missile. Ah! Stop shooting in the lab where there's Metroid, idiot! Now I have to go upstairs and scan all the stuff I missed, you jerk. Ooh. Nice. Or like in Skyrim where the immortal dragon potentially waits for you, the dragonborn that shows up once in 1,000 years, blah blah blah, to go on a lengthy quest to find its weakness. Right? Oh, that feel when you get more HP! That's actually pretty appropriate. Lore! Log 11.420! Oh.
Smoke weed every day.
Hell yeah. Redo, we got HP, did you see that? Metroid Dissection continues to provide more questions than answers. Our research teams have isolated the energy conduits that run from the invasive twin mandibles to the energy core in the creature's quadripartite nucleus. But the manner in which a Metroid actually extracts the life force from its prey remains an utter mystery. The victim does not lose blood or any other vital fluids, and yet the Metroid extracts energy, identifying this energy as our central problem. No, put it in stamina. Gotta carry more shit. I have an issue with the fact that they keep on capitalizing Metroid. Metroid is the species of creature. That's like you capitalizing groundhog. It doesn't make sense. We will continue to research this matter as the isolation of this life-giving... Do what? Oh, they're all named Metroid. They're all named Metroid.
Recording to
Log
logbook.
11.550.6. Studies of Metroid biology continue, though with limited progress. It seems likely that we will be much more successful using the Metroids for our means rather than trying to reproduce their powers. If they could be adequately tamed, we would have no need of a proper understanding of their metabolism. A small force of disciplined Metroids could wipe out entire armies, and once we find a way to shield them from cold containment weapons, they will be invincible. Furthermore, if we could then harvest the energy they'd consumed, we would have a near limitless source of power at our disposal. HP. Lovecraft. Elevator operational. Sweet. Those fucks made me miss crucial lore. To come out here and murderize them all. How does I? Hell yeah. Oh no! Immediately fell off. I must acquire more missiles. The Phazon is ripped from Resi, the Metroids are ripped from Alien. The Alien is ripped from... And Samus is ripped from Halo. I like green Halo the most. This orange Halo isn't nearly as cool. Company's always trying to train the creatures. Alright, we got us some more missiles. 75 total. Nice. Doing good, doing good, doing good, doing good. Doing good. Stuff to scan?
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.957.2. Confidence is high regarding Phazon applications. We know enough about Phazon now to begin combining it with space pirate DNA. The code name for this venture will be Project Helix. Preliminary studies indicate that Phazon infusion could produce radical new pirate genomes. Benevolent mutation levels are high in the current test subjects. Phazon madness is a concern, but refinements in the infusion process should reduce or neutralize the odds of mental degeneration. Neat! I get to be infused with purple goop, and then I get to become a Metroid. I am Metroid. I am become Metroid. I am become Goose.
Recording to logbook.
Log 10.444.4. Initial transfer of Metroids to Talon 4 research facilities has been completed. 3 were terminated in an incident at the landing site, but the others were pacified and transported safely. Initial Phazon infusion testing is underway. We are eager to observe the effects of Phazon on Metroids, especially their ability to absorb and process the energy given off by Phazon sources. Early research suggests a considerable growth in power and size. Whether the creatures stay stable thereafter remains to be seen. We don't fucking care. Only if it gives us that precious, precious energy. Log 10.891.0. The reconstruction of Geoform 187, codenamed Ridley, was recently completed. After his defeat on Zebes, Command ordered a number of metagenetic improvements for him. Though aggressive, we were able to implement these changes in a cycle. The metamorphosis was painful, but quite successful in the end. Early tests indicate a drastic increase in strength, mobility, and offensive capability. Cybernetic modules and armor plating have been added as well. We believe our creation, now called Meta Ridley, will become the mainstay of our security force, a job he will certainly relish. And definitely not backstab you at any point. Oh, why? We got all the data. 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 And now we can move on. Wonder who it's from. It's from our friends.
Recorded to logbook.
Morphology: ice beetle. Burrowing insect with an ice-reinforced carapace, averse to heat. This member of the beetle family has adapted to life in the sub-zero temperatures in the Phendrana drifts, growing a thick ice shell over its entire body. The ice is extremely resilient, providing the ice beetle with extra protection and augmented digging abilities. Yeah, but its squish is good. It squishes like a bug, so I'ma squish it like a bug. Hey, buddy. What you doing? What's this? Central Tank Control Circuit. Terminate. New visor? Okay, calm down. Calm down, buddy. Calm down, buddies. Plenty of missiles to go around. Plenty of missiles to go around. Let's see here. What do we have around here? Metroid always had the most satisfying bug explosions. They go squish. I wish for the squish. I wonder where that fish did go. A fish, a fish, a fishy, oh. Whee! Yes, a fishy hoe. That fish a hoe. Or it could be a hoe that is acting very sus. She's acting fishy. That hoe be acting fishy, yo. Stop doing things to me. I've got places to be and shit to scan. A new visor. Yay! Touch his eyes. It works! Thermal visor. But how can a hoe be acting fishy? It's just a garden tool. Uh-oh. You know what this means. Time to use our new visor. Woo. God, these missiles send them flying. It's so satisfying. It's all dark and spooky now. Alright. Looks like this is where this part of the tour ends. Now we go up here. Oh, you should have just stayed in your containment thing. Bruh, just die with dignity. Just do it. It's fine. How can a garden tool be fishy? Well, if you dip it in the water, maybe. That's what I mean with the space pirates. big dramatic cutscene, and they jump out and die. Ah! No! Get off me! That's what reading gets you, kids. Reading. Not even once. Not even once. That's what I mean with the Space Pirates. Big dramatic cutscenes, and they jump out and die immediately. They're kind of like the putties from Power Rangers, where they show up, and you're like, well, this is going to be a nuisance for about 3 seconds. And then it's over. Here's another one. No. No T-dubs. Oh. Ratter says it's because it's the nuisance for about 3 seconds and then it's over. Mechanoid, sentry drone, well-armed and armored security mecha. Sentry drones have limited intelligence, but do their assigned tasks well. Being machines, they are susceptible to electrical attacks. When alerted, drones initiate a security lockdown and then attempt to neutralize the intruder. Their electronic warfare suite can scramble visor technology as well. Oh god. Ah! I hit the microphone. Is it light yet? Hey, buddy. Got anything for me? Get his ass. Get his ass. Yeah. Excuse me, I blew you up. I'm fairly certain that I blew your ass up. Hey yo, same brain cell. Dude, what the fuck? Just come here and die like a bitch. Complete bitch. As long as I don't have to fight another Metroid. Got anything for me? Nope. Alright. Eh. We made it. Watch, it's gonna be dark outside now. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you guys are super threatening. Walks right past and then goes to the elevator. I'm afraid. I'm in danger. Woo! We made it. Hell yeah. Let's go to the main screen now and see, like, what I've, unlocked. You get so much health in Metroid games, by the end you just don't even care about most enemies, right? That's kind of what I like about it, though. It's like you start out as a weak baby, but then you, like, could kill God towards the end of it. That's why HP is king at Ratter-Tatter. Got lots of extras. Let's take a look here. Concept gallery, biology. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. The farty ball. Magica! Dude, that's sick. Flagra. She-Goth. That's pretty cool. Magic of these nuts!
Got him! Got him!
Wow, these are really cool. These are really neat. We've unlocked so much data! The world! God, that's so much like little details. Wow, and it all has writing around it too. Jesus. No, I love creature designs in Metroid. They really are interesting. Oh, dude, I keep on thinking about you every time I see it, but have you seen the Xenomorph Nendoroid? It's because of that Nendoroid that I realized that you can see the skull through the top of the alien. It's so cool. I don't know if I would get it, but I figured if there was anyone who would want to take a look, it would be you. But yeah, dude, like that Xenomorph Nendoroid is so fucking sick. Wow. Character gallery. Do we have more? Got power suit. Got various suit. Got the morph ball. I'm sorry, you cut out. What did you say? Oh, there's a really, really cool Xenomorph Nendoroid figure. And I don't know if I would get it unless it was like on sale, but you should check it out. It's pretty cool. Sorry, I started downloading things like a dummy. It's fine. We're nearly done with this, so stop the downloads. Okay, try it one more time. Look up Xenomorph Nendoroid. It looks really, really fucking sick, and I figured you would actually really get a kick out of it. I don't know if you would necessarily get it, but I think you would appreciate just like how cool the detail is on it. But I think that's gonna do it for today. Good screen to go out on. I think that's gonna do it for today. We made a lot of headway in this game. Join us on Friday. We will be playing more Fallout 4. On Monday, Ratter will be finishing Moss 2. And then on Wednesday will be Phoenix Wright. So, until next time, like we always say, night-night, and don't let them Metroids bite.